Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Alright, let me get this all set up and I will get this thing started. Alright, so let me grab the link and actually should be showing me going live. There we go. Alright, let me grab this link and post it into some of my channels that I'm a part of. This is our community right here, so we like to have fun in our discussions, talk about news, trades, etc. We have some Forex chat, stock market chat for the Advantage members. So let me start posting this into different channels I'm a part of. Let's see what we got here. General discussion. Hope y'all are doing well. How's everyone's evening going? Can you guys hear me properly? Let me know if you hear me properly, and you know, if this is your first time joining. I'm gonna try to go over some of the trades that we've gotten in, some of the BTC analysis. Hey, what's going on, Pico? What's up, Ruben? How you doing, man? Let me post this in the different channels, and then we'll get this party rocking. I'm gonna give some trades to the new folks that are watching today. Hopefully, you guys make some gains like we have been in our channel. All right, so there's that, and yeah, so this is our channel right here. We have a free lounge discussion right here, but all the magic happens in the Advantage member lounge right here. Trader Talk, this is where all the magic happens. A lot of conversation, a lot of active people, and then this is where I post daily Bitcoin analysis, and we go through it pretty much every couple of hours, and I post a video analysis every single morning. Okay, every single morning, no fail. Every single morning I try to post an analysis for my community. All right, so let's get to the analysis and see what's going on. Okay, so we got the 1 hour chart pulled up here, right? And so this is something that I was mentioning before, is I see this descending parallel channel coming down. Okay, and the price is actually bouncing off some critical areas from this volume profile visible range, VPVR nodes right here. Okay, so this is probably the strongest one that we have until we get up to about 3,900 bucks right here, 3,890 if you will. Okay, so we have basically a flag like movement right here. So basically, guys, if you're new to technical analysis, we have bull flags that have a rise in price like that, and then they consolidate, meaning the buyers and the sellers meet at an equilibrium, and so the price moves like this. And usually these flags have a higher propensity to break to the upside, so they sort of break up like this. Okay, so you can see that at present moment we have a flag right here, basically. Okay, we have a big pull right here. Here's the flag-like structure. So I would expect this thing to break to the upside maybe by the end of today or tomorrow. Okay, now usually I like to look at some factors, like something that I drew up right here. Let's see. Okay, so here's something really interesting, okay, that I see happening on the 1 hour chart. First, we have a higher low when we had this wick right here. Okay, so meaning the bottom of this wick is the low of this recent price action over the past 4 or 5 days, right? And the low of this wick was 37.71. Okay, and the lows right here were about let's just say $3,800. Okay, so about $30-40 difference, right? And so what happens is, there's a pattern called the Adam and Eve bottom. Okay, usually the Adam looks like a V-shaped sharp drop and then a pickup back for a rally, and then price moves up and down, and then it comes back down again, It creates a rounded like bottom, and then it moves up. Okay, now you could see something like that happening right here. Right here's the atom, here's the eve. Usually the eve does not even come close to the bottom of the atom, and so that's what's happening right here. Here's that rounded bottom. Okay, so now on top of that, we also see this inverse head and shoulders pattern playing out too. Now, inverse head and shoulders patterns are bullish patterns. Okay, so usually what happens is price is coming down and down, and then eventually price has, you know, a small spike up, but then it goes down again, and then it goes deeper, and then it comes back up again, but then it comes down again, and then it comes back up here. Okay, so when you have a pattern like this, this is the neckline right here. And once you break above this neckline, then you have a confirmation for this bullish pattern. Okay, and this is where you know that that's where you can take the trade. Okay, so for this inverse head and shoulders, the neckline is currently at 38.67. Let's just say 38.70. Okay, so you could see that here's the left shoulder, here's the head, and here's the right shoulder. Okay, we need a confirmation for a break above 38.70 and a nice strong break too. Okay, you can't just have a wick poking up like this and then coming back down again. No, that's garbage, and you don't want to trade those. But aside from the inverse head and shoulders, you could see that this descending channel has been holding us up quite well in the bounds right here, right? And you can see price is also poking up against this descending parallel channel. So if it breaks up past the channel as well as the inverse head and shoulders, I would not be surprised if the price goes back up to 3,900 bucks. Okay, if that happens, I personally think that the alts are going to rally pretty well, especially things like Litecoin. Okay, Litecoin was one of the trades that we got in, and you can ask anybody, you know, who's watching the video right now from our channel. We got into Litecoin around $44, 47, and 49. Currently, the prices are 56. So let's just say if we pick, you know, say 47, which was the average of our two prices, right? So let's just say 47 right there. We are currently up about 20% on Litecoin, okay? And this is no lie. We don't need to make stuff up. I can even show you. Here's our channels that we provide our analysis in, okay? Here's where we, you know, got in LTC right there, okay? We averaged in at 49, 47, and 44.2, okay, over the last couple of weeks. And we have done pretty well, okay? We took some profits at 54. We took some profits at 56. We also have other trades that we were a part of, okay? So if you want to join our channel, you can find out what the other trades are. By the end of this analysis, I'll also provide a nice, you know, free trade for you guys. But, you know, here are some other trades that we've been a part of, okay? We've been a part of Loom, which gave us about 21.4%. We've been a part of BAT multiple times. We've taken BAT for at least 4 or 5 trades of 6, 7, and almost 15 to 20%, okay? What else? We've taken Ion. That's another trade that we got in. We're up about 17% on that. I mean, there's been a ton of trades, guys, we've offered. And, you know, we do this because we know that our community has what it takes, and we want to make sure that, you know, we show the world what we've got. Look at that. Exited L fully at 46.09. That's one of our members. You know, she got in at the price that we stated, and she's exiting, taking her profits, and living happily. Okay. Now, let's see what's going on in Bitcoin in the bigger time frames, okay? So on the longer sort of time scales, what is going on? So since, you know, middle of January all the way till now, what's happening? Okay, well, once we had this bottom down here at $3,100, we had a big move up, hitting some supply zones. Supply zones are basically areas where there's a lot of sellers waiting to, you know, dump a bunch of Bitcoin. So hitting a bunch of supply zones right there, resistance levels, and then price comes down, stays in here for weeks on end, right? Almost over a month. And then it starts traversing in this channel, up and down, up and down. And now you can see that price is hitting the bottom of this parallel channel, this ascending parallel channel. And now it wants to move up. So I would not be surprised, guys, is if 39.10 is broken, okay, our next possibility is probably this area right here, which is the other supply. Okay, that's around 4,200 bucks right now. Okay, let me delete this thing right here. That's about this area right here. Okay, anywhere between 42 and 4,400, this is the big supply. Usually when you see big wicks sort of facing to the upside, this is a way to denote that there's a lot of sellers waiting in this area. Okay, and you can clearly see that that's what's happening right now. Okay, so we're gonna keep an eye on this ascending parallel channel. One thing I like about this daily that just closed about 1 or 2 hours ago is it closed with a big wick to the downside, and this looks like a hammer reversal candle. Okay, usually hammers are denoted by small bodies touching a support at the bottom with a very long wick, and then usually you want the next candle right here to have a close above the wick of this candle right here, and then also deeper into the body of this candle prior to that. Okay, how's it going, everybody? Hey Aaron, what's going on, man? Pico says, what is Pico asking? I saw something about him asking about Discord. I'm doing fine. Okay. Yeah, you guys can definitely... Pico, we have a lot of people in our channel that are older. Trust me, like, we're not just a channel for young people. There's people of all ages. I know in our channel we have at least a couple of 40 or 50-year-olds. We have some, young 20s and 30s. We have at least 2 60-year-olds that I know of. And then a lot of other people just scattered through different, age groups. So we have everybody from different walks of life, guys. And I think that's why our community is pretty diverse. And so, we are trying to keep a nice, calm community where, we don't just shill stuff. We have good trades that we put out. In our short-term channel, you can see a lot of trades that we've made, and, we have good gains on them. Okay, let me show you guys some gains reviews, guys. Look at this stuff right here. Look at this. I mean, quick 6% on ELF, 14% on FET, 3% on Strat, 30% gains, 21% on his overall stack. Dak over here, loves our channel. He believes that, in the medium and long term, we have some great trades playing out. I mean, we could just keep on scrolling up, guys. We have a ton of reviews right here dating back every single month. We deliver. Okay, so again, this is not investment advice, but we just provide good analysis to our community right here. This is our Advantage members, and we deliver. Okay, we deliver good trades, we deliver good analysis, and there's no bullshit, there's no shilling in here. If we have also a education channel that if you're willing to learn, we have a ton of stuff in here, guys, like a ton of stuff. I have a ton of books and excerpts from them in here. I have a lot of videos that I've made. I post other people's stuff and I give them credit. So whenever I find something good, I post it on here. Okay, so a lot of stuff, a lot of important stuff on here. Okay, so if you want to join the CryptoSomniac community, just go here, cryptosomniac.com, go to products, and then you can click on the CryptoSomniac Advantage and just sign up. Okay, you think this 97 is a lot, guys? You can make that up in less than a week in our program. Okay, I promise you. Trust me. All right, so back to the analysis here. As I said, I did see that Adam and Eve style bottom happening, and now I see that inverse head and shoulders. Where'd it go? I pointed it out somewhere. Maybe it's over here. This chart. I have so many charts. I don't even know which one's what. Yeah, here's that chart. So yeah, so I see a lot of bullish patterns as well as potential moves that could give us an idea that we are going to break to the upside. And so one of which is the inverse head and shoulders, the other is this bull flag, the other is this price poking at the high of the descending parallel channel. Okay, let's check out how the volume is doing. Okay, So one thing important, guys, to understand about volume is don't just look at the bars. Okay, so open this up and you know, hover over it and then look at the numbers that it says right here. Okay, so different exchanges have different ways of calculating volume. Okay, this one particularly has, you know, volume denoted in Bitcoin. So this candle right here is 354 Bitcoin. You can see that right here. Okay, so watch, when I hover above it, that's 354 Bitcoin that were bought in this candle. Okay, on this candle right here, that's 253 that were dumped. But now what happens is when you look at the size of the body and then the wick, wherever the wick ends, you kind of basically have to take away, you know, half or maybe 1/3 of the sell side of this candle right here, meaning that 1/3 of this candle belongs to the buyers, okay? Because the buyers stepped in and they did not allow prices to dip this low. They closed it much higher, right? You can see that. The price dipped all the way down here to 38.55, and then they closed it right over here at around 38.59, okay? So that's kind of how you measure the strength of the bulls or the bears when you start looking at wicks up or down, when you look at the volume on the bulls or the bears. And obviously there's a lot of other factors, you know, that go along with that. But definitely trend, volume, raw price action, these are all things that you need to consider, okay? Don't pay attention to those people, you know, on YouTube that have like 15 different indicators for their, you know, technical analysis. I don't know where they learned technical analysis, but that's really not how the best traders trade, okay? I promise you. And I've been around some of the best, and that's just really not how they do it, okay? And, you know, I'm not saying that I know it all, but I know enough to know that they don't know what they're talking about, okay? So beyond that, you know, try to be able to, you know, even if you don't join our community, guys, make sure you find people who are actually willing to teach or know what they're talking about or can explain to you, say, you know, in layman's terms, okay? Because if they're not able to explain things to you in a simple manner, that means they just don't know it enough, right? I've always heard the phrase that, you know, if you can explain something to your grandma or your father or whatever that they're not used to, like either a technology or a concept, you know, that means you don't know it enough, okay? But if you can explain it to them and you can show them value of, you know, Bitcoin or technical analysis or whatever, that means that you know your shit, okay? All right, how do you see the amount of BTC per candle? Aaron Levy, as I showed you, you just turn on the volume indicator right here, okay? You can go right there and you can add volume as an indicator, turn that on. Hover above it, okay, right over the candle. You don't even have to be over the, you know, the volume bars. You could just be right here, and then you can see that number right there. Okay, cool. And again, if you want to come join our community, you can find that out. All right. And now let's go to some of our trades. Okay, so here's the free trade, guys. I want to give it to you because I gave it to our community this morning, and we're already up about 7 or 8%. So we want to give it to you guys too. Thank you so much for watching. One great thing is this thing is gonna rocket. And this is not investment advice. I'm telling you right now, the volume is picking up on Nebel. I see these, you know, symmetrical triangles being created. I also checked out the Ichimoku cloud on this thing, and the pivots. So I usually do these pivots right here. So what these pivots do is they map out, you know, support and resistance levels, and they give you a good idea of, okay, has this, you know, asset broken critical support or critical resistance levels, and is it ready to move above the equilibrium range, such as, you know, what the pivots denote, right? Meaning, if it's been trading in a range, okay, for a while, has it broken through a critical area that shows that, okay, this is where things might start turning bullish? Well, it definitely has, guys. This thing we got in, let's see where we got it. I can even show you because I have timestamped these things right here. Let's see what we got in medium term. I think I threw it in. Let's see where we are. Okay, In medium term, this morning I put up the trade. We got in at 32.72, right? That's where the price was, because I saw that the candle just started to close. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. The candle just started to close over this symmetrical triangle right here. And then I started seeing the next couple of candles, you know, starting to open outside of the symmetrical triangle, and I knew that there's a big supply waiting for us up here. So I put some of our targets, you know, one of our targets right here, about 41 to 4,200 Satoshis. So we got in right around this area, right? 3,200 Satoshis or so. And from here, that's about, look at that. That's about a 26 to 28% trade. If it digs in higher, that's about 36%. Okay, so here's your free trade, guys. You know, I do this for our community all the time. You can even ask anyone who's in YouTube chat right now and ask them, hey, did we get in on this trade? Well, I mean, I know I'm up. My account's looking good right now. We're up about, you know, 7.8% on Nebel. Okay, so. Oh, my speakers are, you're blowing the speakers up a bit. Okay, I'm sorry. Is the volume too high or too low? I'm confused. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna move on. But anyway, so Nebel is definitely a trade that you want to pay attention to, guys. You know, volume shows that it's about to pick up and you know, have a massive bullish candle. Okay, you can see right here. Okay, here's one of the volume bars. Here's the next one. This one, you know, obviously will have a bit of a retrace, but then after that, I think there's going to be a nice strong bullish candle, something like this, or maybe even a stronger one. Okay, and it's going to be, you know, pretty sizable gains, guys. But that's up to you guys. You know, that's your call if you want to get in or not, but I know our community is already in it, and we are going to do a phenomenal job with this trade, among others. Another trade that we're in is BAT. Okay, BAT is one of my favorite trades because I truly believe that BAT has a unique concept. Okay, they truly are you know, visionaries, I think, in the crypto space, and they've come upon something that, you know, is really useful in terms of getting users on their browsers to start essentially working on, you know, crypto payments or utilizing, you know, ad revenue through crypto. So I really do believe in BAT. I really didn't like the fact that it sort of fell out of this ascending channel. But it is picking back up, and now it's at, you know, 0.193 right now, and it broke above this, you know, resistance that we had, which thank God, because it could have gotten a lot worse. So it has broken out of the resistance. It's now looking like it wants to post up a inverse head and shoulders, kind of like the one I showed you guys earlier. The left shoulder is this awkward looking thing right here. Here's the head. And the right shoulder is, you know, it's kind of busted right now, but I really don't mind, you know, lopsided right shoulders like this, because I know that BAT essentially moves because of BTC. I mean, like most alts do, right? So I definitely see BAT having huge upside move back towards, you know, at least 21.5 and maybe even 23 or 25 is my highest target over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so definitely keep an eye on BAT as well. And like I said, guys, you know, hit the thumbs up, please. Come join our community. Even, you know, just if you want to join the Cryptosomniac Advantage program, you can come, you know, message me after you join our free lounge, and, you know, we can chat and show you guys why you should be part of the Advantage program. Okay, so yeah, this is our community right here. I did some analysis for you guys. I gave you some you know, pointers on trades of Nebel and BAT and LTC. You know, we're a very active community. We love to learn. We love to teach. So I hope y'all come join. Are there any questions? I know I saw something about XMR, so let me check that out. Someone asked me about XMR, I think in the chat, so let's see where we are on XMR. Okay, XMR, I actually drew this way back in July. This is really interesting. Hey, look at that. So people usually have cup and handles, right, drawn. And here's the thing. When I saw this happening in July, guys, I actually saw an inverse cup and handle. These are actually bearish patterns. Usually what happens in the inverse cup and handles is you have a rounded like movement of the cup. Okay, so usually cup and handles are bullish patterns, you know, when they're facing like this. That's the cup right there. The handle kind of comes down like this. At the very low, it comes down to 618 Fibonacci of the bottom to the top of the cup, and then it starts moving up like this. Okay, but now, you know, we are in a interesting predicament because we had a inverse cup and handle. So here's the cup right here. Here's a handle right there, and I knew that this thing was gonna fall apart. Okay, it just got destroyed, guys, and it came down all the way here, posted a W bottom, tried to come back up past, you know, the handle right here, couldn't even do it, and then fell back over again. So now what's happening, I think, with XMR is it's come into this, you know, sort of tightening accumulation range. So it's something like this. Okay, so I'm gonna cut through some of these wicks. I usually don't mind cutting through wicks. I don't like cutting through bodies though. Okay, so this is sort of what's happening right here. Okay, this is a symmetrical triangle, and prices are essentially in symmetrical triangles. Prices tighten and tighten like this and like this, and then usually what happens is this thing is going to explode either to the upside or to the downside. Now, given the way the market as a whole is going, I would say that XMR has a higher probability that it's going to break up. But if I were you, you know, I wouldn't touch this thing until it starts getting over, you know, 0.135 right here. Okay, you can obviously get in at present prices, but just to be safe, I would not touch it till, you know, 0.0135 or 0.0136. Okay, so I'm sorry, Travis. Yeah, I apologize, man. My connection isn't, you know, not the greatest. Is it better now? Is the screen a little bit better now? Hope you don't mind. Okay, so anyway, so this is what I see in XMR. I personally see it breaking up because you know, the market as a whole has been doing really well. We've caught on a lot of trades so far, and I would not be surprised if XMR gives you, you know, some nice returns too. One of my favorite, actually, and I'm going to give you guys one of my long-term coins, okay? So if you join our community, you get to also know, aside from, you know, just trading, what other long-term investments are we in? Well, one of my favorite is Maker. Okay, Maker DAO is a governance style project, and it's truly one of the most unique projects I've ever come across. You can do your own research, guys. I actually encourage you to do so. So, you know, this project right here has been taking off, you know, well before BTC bottomed, and it's just been taking off ever since. I really like this retrace that it's having right now, and I think it's going to pop up big again, to be honest. So keep an eye on Maker, and I actually discuss in the community why it's one of my favorite projects and where I see it going over the next couple of years. Okay. Another one I really like is XLM Stellar. This one's been taking off quite well. I did not suggest this as a trade, but I actually wrote this down as a long-term accumulation. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on XLM as well. Okay, what else we got? Oh, Tron. Man, I am really not a big fan of Tron, but I will do it and keep my judgments reserved. All right, so Tron has, you know, basically been getting wrecked since the end of January, beginning of February. However, it looks like it's coming up pretty close to the 50 or the 618 Fibonacci. So let's say, you know, we mock up the fib from right here to say right here. We'll just go to the candle closings and ignore the wicks. Okay, so it's actually coming up pretty close to the 50 fib right now, okay? And what's really interesting is this kind of matches up with some of the resistance levels around this area. So if you were to look at Tron, I would probably look into anywhere between 535 as a buy zone until, you know, about 550, okay? Especially if this keeps bleeding. So I don't really like Tron as a long-term investment at all. I will definitely trade it if the chart looks good. I'll trade anything if the chart looks good, to be honest. I don't like pumps. Not a big fan of, you know, when someone tells me, oh, this thing is going to blow up 50, 100, 200% in a day or whatever. Even if it's 40% in a day, I really don't like it. It scares me because it could just as easily drop that much in the opposite direction. Okay, so in our community, we go for, you know, good, healthy trades, nice 45-degree angle charts, guys. That's really what we go for, and you know, that's why we provide the trades that we do, right? I mean, this is a trade that you look for, right? A nice, you know, sort of 45-degree angle. See what I mean? Like a nice, steady 45-degree angle chart. This is the best chart right here that you could look at, okay? You know, when you see a nice, steady staircase-like movement, okay? You really, really don't want, you know, things just going straight up like this, like a parabolic move. And this is why I truly believe that, you know, Bitcoin over the bull market, right, that we had right here, you could look at how parabolic it went. Look at this. This right here was all sustainable. Once it started, you know, cross April 2017, this is where it started just going straight up and up. This is where things get dangerous, because when you go up so high to the upside, you're going to face it equally as badly on the downside, okay? And you can see that we got wrecked hard, okay? You know, from top to bottom right now, we're probably down 80-85% on BTC, and obviously much higher on other alts, right? So yeah, I mean, we've paid a lot of hell, and I still believe that, you know, here's my theory, right? And I'm gonna give you guys a little in on my analysis here that I give to my community. And I'm giving you guys a lot of free stuff. I hope some of you guys join our channel, because I want to be giving away all these trades and all my Advantage members, you know, useful information to you guys for free. All right, so here's something interesting, right? So this is what I saw in the current BTC chart, okay? I see this sort of, you know, 5-wave Elliott structure playing out. Here's wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 is usually a 1.618 Fibonacci extension between 1 and 2. So that takes us to about $4,700-$4,800. And then wave 4 will come down right around 4,600 again. By the way, we are in the midst of wave 3, okay? So wave 3 is usually the longest one, but never the shortest one. So you could see that wave 3, once it plays out, I mean, we still have a couple of maybe days or maybe a week or two to go. It needs to come back and retrace, say $4,300, and then make the final wave right here, which could be around low to mid 5,000s. Okay, so I personally believe that we still have a decent amount of, you know, impulse to go through, and I think it's still coming. So this is why I'm so patient. I like to double down on my positions. Everyone in my community knows that, you know, when the charts are falling or they look bearish, we don't get scared. Rather, we think about which positions do we want to double down on. Okay, so never trade on fear, guys. So anyway, one of my interesting theories that I have is, after this fifth wave, I think we're going to have another leg down. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to take out the low of this $3,100 low that we had in December. And we might go to somewhere in the mid 2000s or almost as low as this right here. Okay, this gap right here that I have marked out, anywhere between $1,200 to $1,900. And the reason I say that is because this is an area that this is the first start of us just going parabolic, like just batshit crazy, straight upside movement. All of this right here, guys, from the bottom of this 2015 bear market, this is all sustainable. Once it got here, this is when shit went bonkers, okay? And I think, beyond here, all this upside movement, these are all people who are gonna get liquidated, to be honest. And I think to liquidate them, you have to force them into a losing position. And how do you start doing that? Well, you basically start driving down prices, right? Pushing them to a point where people almost, want to give up or sell their asset and give into, basically give up on their losses. Okay, and that is essentially where prices start capitulating. Capitulation looks sharp, hard. It looks like it's gonna come back up, but then it just drops deeper, and people are just so fed up they just want to give up. Okay, and this is why I still think that once we get up to say mid 4,000s, mid 5,000s, I think there's gonna be another leg down. Okay, and I have my eye in that $4,000 to $5,000 level, and after that we're gonna maybe end up here. Best case scenario is, hey, we're done with the bear market and we're gonna accumulate in this $3,000 to $4,000 range into say end of 2019, and then we keep on moving up towards 6,000, 8,000, 10,000. Listen, I am more than happy if that happens. Okay, for now, unfortunately, I don't see that happening, so we'll just have to see. Okay, all right. What's a good place for a stop loss and take profit for someone who just entered Nebel? Patrick asked. Let me give you the. So Patrick, I would actually place your stop under this symmetrical triangle right here, so around 3150 if you want a really tight one, right? So let's look at this on the 1 hour chart. If you want a really tight one, I'd probably put it like right there at 3340 probably. Okay, because these wicks have already essentially come down, retraced. There's no reason Nebel should go lower, but sometimes what happens is, you have some sharp drops in Bitcoin and Nebel, and then they just rocket back up. Okay, this is why, when we get into trades, we wait for confirmations and we don't panic and sell, nor do we, FOMO and buy. Okay, we wait for strong confirmations and then we take great trades at great prices, and you just watch your stack, get higher and higher. That's really it. If it goes, when do we expect to get back to all-time high? Aaron Levy asks. The thing about markets is it's really hard to predict when something will get to X price. But if I were to just take a guess based on previous historical prices, this is not my, guess of like, hey, I'm pulling a number out of my ass. One thing I've learned in markets in general is that they operate on 3 to 4 year cycles. Okay, whether they're operating on a bear cycle that is bottoming out and accumulating, or bull cycles that are on their upswing, right? They do operate on 3 to 4 year cycles. As you can see, the bottom of this market happened in 2015. The top of this market happened at the beginning of 2018. Okay, so that's about a good 3 years right there, right? 3 years for this entire bull move. Okay, now I could make it really shitty and I could say that, hey, we are just 14 months into this bottoming phase of this bear market, and we still have a long time to go. That could very well be possible, but historically, Bitcoin's bear markets are pretty much half the length, if not less, of the bull markets. So it took us 3 years to get to this all-time high, right? So that means that's 36 months, right? So about 18 months, I would say. So in the next 3 or 4 months, we might expect, you know, a bottoming out or maybe accumulation of this market too, of this bear market. Okay, I hope that helps. How about a stop loss for BNB USDT? That's funny you say that, because we actually have a trade for BNB USDT in our community. So I would actually say you want to place a stop for BNB USDT above, or I'm sorry, below the you know, previous higher low. So this one right here, wherever you see this, you know, hammer right here, the low of this wick is 14.18. I probably put it, you know, 14.15 or something. Okay. By the way, BNB, I actually just gave this to my community earlier. If I were you, I would take profits at 17.2. Why? Because there's a critical resistance that price is going to meet right around 17.2, because there was this double top way back here in June 2018, and I bet you there's a lot of sellers waiting here. So if I were you, I would probably take a good amount of profit right here, wait for it to retrace. You can either reload up or you can wait above this level. Okay, but this is definitely an area to take profit. Okay, remember, technical analysis is all about probabilities, guys. It's not that, you know, I know for sure that this is going to happen. It's that if I look to the left of the chart and I see that something is waiting for me right here in terms of sellers, there's a pretty high possibility that these same sellers or other people, other smart traders, are looking at the same chart that I am, and they see that, oh, here's a bunch of resistance, price could not cross this level. I think we're going to place some sell orders right there. Okay, so trade like the better traders, you know, in the market, not like, you know, the fish that gets you know, wiped out or gets their account cleaned, guys. And again, you can come join our Cryptosomniac community. Just go to cryptosomniac.com, products right there, Cryptosomniac Advantage. Okay, if you want trades, if you want to make some gains. All right, that's all I have, folks. I want to, you know, enjoy my gains. We've had some pretty stellar past, you know, month or two in the market. I know everyone in our community is happy. As you can see, here are all the trades that we've got. You know, 30% gains, 14% gains, 3%, you know, 6%, 15.5, 14%, 10%. So all these, you know, reviews right here, trust me, we don't pay them. They do it themselves. So please, you know, come check out our community, and I hope you guys join, and I hope to see you in here soon. Okay, Cryptosomniac, products, and then Advantage membership. All right, hope you guys come join in the Gains Fest that we have. All right, that's it. Take care, guys. Cheers.